Guys, so these the PDF for MarisX recommended setup. The first one is features conservative boats, conservative boats. Then the second one is setup for grid boats, recommended setup for grid boats. So this grid boat is for spot trading, just buying low and selling high. So I will tell us how to do the setup. It is very simple. The lower price should be 8% to 12%. Lower price, current price should be 8% to 12%. That is the particular part I want us to understand. See, for example, if BTC is trading around $100,000, then the upper price is $100,000 with 10% of the current price, which is $110,000. If you are using 10%, for example, that is what you will now put. So the current price plus 10% or 8%, anyone you choose. So let's say this is the settings for the grid trade, the settings for grid boats, right? So these are the settings, not that much. These are the settings. Okay, it's grid we are looking at now, because actually you can actually make profit, little consistent profits. So even if it is 50 cents, you are making 50 cents, 50 cents, 40 cents, 20 cents. By the time you make that 20 times in a day or 10 times in a day, depending on how the market move up and down, you see that you have made good profit for that day. Then in a week, you see that you have made good profit. It's not all about chasing futures all the time. Sometimes little consistent effort profit from this kind of spot trade can also yield a reasonable result. For example, you have $50 or $100. You can share it. You can share the amount across different strategy. Okay, now let's move to the boat and see the settings on how to apply it. So if you look at this boat now, this SROP boat, this is my personal trading on my SROP. Look at this place. It says error, because this boat has spent much time. It said the boat stopped because an unexpected runtime error occurred. Review the error details, confirm the exchange position, then restart or contact support with the boat ID. Now you see, so this occurred. Then I was now thinking, what happened? What must have happened to this boat that make it to stop? Because even before it stopped, I discovered that this boat has already bought SROP on my Bybit, but unfortunately it stopped. It was unable to convert that SROP to USDT. The only way it can convert it to USDT is when the thing has already pumped to the stage whereby it can take profit. But nothing like that happens. Then automatically it stopped, and they didn't remove any gas from my own gas account. So I was now wondering, this also happens to me when I set a trade on a near USDT. So when I later discover, because when something like this happens, it is very simple. It's just for you to click on these three dots. When you click on these three dots you are seeing here, is either you restart or you delete the bot or you do a review. Now let's do a review. This is just a network issue. Now look at then let's see, if you click on edit, then you can re-edit. As you can see here, I already named my own grid strategy. I name it on the top there. If you want to set up yours, you see SROP USDT. You, after choosing your coin and everything, the name, I'm still going to leave it at SROP boot. Then look at grid configuration, upper price. Then when doing your setup, let me go to Bybit and show you something now. When doing your setup, first of all, let's say you are trading SROP, upper price percentage first. So first of all, know the current price of the coin you want to trade. Know the current price of the coin you want to trade, right? Now let's go and check the current price of SROP. Alright, this is my Bybit. When you open your Bybit, you say scroll down. Look at this is BTC, ETH, USDC. Look for the coin you want to trade. These are the price. Look at SROP here. If you for example, you didn't see the coin you want to trade, you just click on more. You will see different coins here. You understand? Or you can search it at the top here. Just type the name of the coin you want to trade in order to see the current amount. Now look at the current amount of SROP. $1.15. That is the current price. Okay, now let's now do the calculation of 8%. Okay, let's do the calculation. 8%, very simple, you don't have to be cracking your brain. 8% of 1.15%, that is 0.09. Let's say 9 cents. 9 cents. Okay. The upper price now, you will now plus, okay, let's say equals to plus this with 1.115. You see, you will now plus the now I'm doing 8%. What I did is 8%. I'm doing 8%, 8% price, 8% of the price. That is what I did. Your own can be 10%, 12%, but me, I choose the 8%. 8%. So let me do it again. Let me say you are trying to give the boat an order that when the market goes up 8%, the boat should move towards that above range. Let's say 8% of 1.5%, which is the current amount of SROP, which is 0.092. Right? Now you now plus 0.092 plus the current price of SROP, which is $1.24. This is what you now put at the higher price. You write it down. If you have your Bible, write it down. Me, I already copy it, so it's already saved in my. It has been saved in my own keyboard. Now let's do the same thing. Let's minus it. You will now minus it again. Minus it from the current price, 0.15. I'm using 8% on both the lower price and the higher price. Now, if you minus this 8% again from the current price of SROP, look at what it will give you here. This is what it will give you. You see? So this is what we are using for the lower price. Write it down. Then after you have done this, you will now go to your MarisX bot. Okay, now let's edit it. This is because I've already created this bot before. You see, my own is just to click on edit. Same thing, if you want to create it for the first time, the same thing is what you see when creating grid bot. I will also start from the beginning on how to go about the grid bot if you don't know how to start it. Then when you come to this place, upper price, this place that is requesting for the upper price now, then you will now put this upper price here. Look at the upper price. This is the upper price. You see? Then the lower price, you put the lower price here. This is the lower price. Let me remove this minus. You see? So that is how to. So 8% of the higher price, 8% of the lower price, according to the current rate of SROP. That is what you are required to put here. Then what makes this bot to stop? You know, I was saying something concerning the bot stop trading. What made this bot to stop was that the lowest amount I can use to trade this bot is 20 USDT. Me, I only allocated 10 USDT. So I was testing it with 10 USDT to see if it would trigger. It didn't work. So that was what made the bot to give me an error signal and it stopped trading. So even if I should restart it again now, the same error is what I will get. So I have to come and do some adjustments. Okay. Now, if you will see now, I already do this. This is the only thing I want to correct here. Other things are the same. So your own now is to go to the PDF. Look at digit you are going to put here. Number of grid 20. Correct. Total investment. Now this place now I'm not to put 20. I'm to put 20 here. 20 USDT. So at least at once when sending your output, the lowest you should trade with is 20. 20. So take profit 4%. It's already of 4%. I already did all this. Every other things are all correct. Every other things are correct. So your own is to be looking at your PDF. If you have two phones, be checking the settings while you apply it. That is how it is. Okay. Immediately you click on create bot. You click on create bot. When you click on create bot, the first thing you will see here is grid trading. You click on grid trading. Then you scroll down. You will now click on next. That is where you see where to apply those setup. Just like what I showed you just now. So it is very simple. You can name it with anything you want to name it with. If it is SUI you want to trade, just name the bot with anything you can remember. Then you will now choose the coin you want to you want to trade with, search for SUI. So these are simple things you can do. You see, then from there you will now choose your API key. Then this is where you will now put your upper price, just like the way I did. I used what's it called? I use I use SROP for illustration. So your own is to go and check the correct price of SUI, then plus 8% or 10% the higher price, put it here. Then you are also now minus 8% or 10% again from the lower, from the current price of SUI, put what you get here. That is how to go about that. Then after you are done with setting everything according to the instruction that is being given to you, the next step is to click on next. When you click on next, you know what to do next. Then the bot will show you stop. Then when it show you stop, your own is to click on the three dot icon you are seeing there. Then click on start bot. You start, then it will be green. It will start trading. That is how to do the setup on spot. So like I said earlier, the lowest amount you can trade with to avoid the error message, to avoid the bot to stop from being stopped all the time, is at least 20 USDT. Then above, trade with 20 USDT above. The little consistent profit can yield to a reasonable result as time goes on. That is the reason why I decided to make this video, so that we learn from it. And okay, as time goes on, we'll continue to do video like this for better understanding on how the bot works. So for the now, bye.